Okay, once again, good evening. Welcome to the Wednesday Night Coaches Show and Saints Preview. We will have the Ed Ergeron Show in just a few moments at 7 o'clock. Once again, thanks for joining us here on Facebook, YouTube, and Sportscaster. We will send out our links, so make sure everybody gets the links. So we're going to make sure everybody will get their links. So let's go ahead and do that while we wait for the LSU Coaches Show to begin in just a few minutes. Once again, thanks for coming in. We are live. So if you want to come in and talk during the Coaches Show, you can. There we go. We got one set up. There it is. And then we'll go to Facebook. We'll send it over. Send it over to Facebook. So we're waiting on Coach's Show to come up in just a few moments. They're getting ready to set up with network controls. So we're getting ready to be on in just a few minutes. So we'll switch that in. Let y'all get the feeds in. I'm sending all the feeds up. So let's get going. We'll go ahead and share the video. Okay, I got everything set up, so we should be ready to roll in just a second. So I'm going to get the share audio in, and we'll set that up, and we'll send it in.
Coming up on the 1 minute mark until airtime on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Stand by for your 1 minute mark. Coming in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark 1 minute till airtime on the LSU Sports Radio Network. Coming up, stations, your countdown until airtime will be your 30-second mark when the network will go silent. Stand by for your final 30-second mark until airtime. Coming in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark 30 seconds until airtime on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Okay, so once again, LSU Coaches Show will be on in just a few moments. They're in a silence so the networks can come on the air, so everybody will be on the air. So once again, thanks for joining us tonight for Wednesday Night Coaches Show. This is our first Coaches Show of 2020. We will have Coach Ed Ergeron in just a few moments. Once again, we will have the Saints preview.
The following is an exclusive presentation of the LSU Sports Radio Network. It's time to talk Fighting Tiger football.
Far sideline, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Tiger!
This is the Ed Ergeron Show, presented by Hancock Whitney, the official bank of the LSU Tigers.
Launches towards the end zone, adjusting. Terrace Marshall goes up, pulls it down. Touchdown, LSU!
Live from TJ Ribs in Baton Rouge. Have a question for Coach? Just dial 578-4827 in the Baton Rouge area, or toll free from anywhere, 1-800-315-8255, or ask on Twitter at LSU Radio.
And the Tigers of LSU, a team of destiny and a team for ages, capturing the national title.
Now, standing by with Coach, here is your host, the voice of your Fighting Tigers, Chris Blair.
Good Wednesday evening, Tiger fans, and welcome in to the season premiere of the Ed Ergeron Show. As we get closer to kickoff for the 2020 season for the LSU Fighting Tigers. It is great to be here. It is great to have you all with us. And for the next hour, we're talking Fighting Tiger football. Once again this year, if you're out there listening tonight, we would love for you to be part of the show. You can dial us up, 578-4827 in the Baton Rouge area. Toll free from anywhere you are tonight, at 1-800-315-8255. You can also tweet us a question live via Twitter at LSU Radio. And you can even get a question in with our new LSU Sports mobile app. We are here at TJ Ribs. Coach O going to join us next to get this show started. Don't go anywhere. Back right after this on the LSU Sports Radio Network. LSU fans, show your pride with real Tigers.
Okay, once again, the Coach's Show will be back in just a few moments. So once again, thanks for joining us. Let's go ahead and go over some scores while we wait for the LSU Coach's Show to come back on the LSU Sports Radio Network. We'll go ahead and go over some scoreboard update. Let's give you a scoreboard update as of right now. Let's give you an MLB update, and then we'll head back to LSU Ed Orgeron Show. So let's give you an update on the games going on. Okay, Miami Marlins on top 4-1. That is in the bottom of the third. Also in the bottom of the fifth. Cubs and Reds scoreless. Also, Phillies on top 3-0, middle of the third. So they are batting. Also, Yankees up 3-0. That's in the bottom of the third as well. Also, the Royals on top 2-0. That's in the bottom of the fourth. Also, in the bottom of the second, the Atlanta Braves and the Baltimore Orioles no score. Also, it is let's see. It is no score between the Brewers and the Cardinals. Also, scores from today. Nationals win 4-2. Also, A's win 3-1. Also, it is Dodgers winning 7-5. And also, Cardinals winning in game 1 4-2. Other games going on. Minnesota and Chicago White Sox. Also, Texas Rangers and Houston Astros. Indians and Cubs will begin at 7:15. Also, 8:40 tonight, Angels and D-backs, and also Mariners and Giants at 8:45. So that is your scoreboard update. We'll get back to the LSU Sports Radio Network for tonight's Coach's Show. So let's get back there and switch this on.
He's got a seam. He's down the near side hash. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Tigers!
The very latest on the reigning national champion LSU Fighting Tigers. Have a question for Coach? Dial us up at 578-4827 in Baton Rouge or toll free from anywhere. 1-800-315-8255 or live via Twitter at LSU Radio. This is the Ed Orgeron Show, presented by Hancock Whitney on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Back with you on this Wednesday night from TJ Ribs. We are just over a week away from the season opener for LSU against Mississippi State. Tigers will begin an all-SEC schedule starting September 26th, as I said, from inside Tiger Stadium. We are here at TJ Ribs, as we will be all season long for the Ed Orgeron Show. That's the official barbecue restaurant of LSU Athletics, home to all of the LSU head coaches' shows, with locations right here at Acadian Thruway and on Sigan Lane. And you can visit tjribs.com to place your order now. Ladies and gentlemen, Tiger fans of all ages, let me tell you, I'm as excited to say this as you are to hear it. Please welcome to the show the Coach of the Year and the coach of the reigning national championship Fighting Tigers, Ed Orgeron.
Thank you, Chris. Thanks for everybody coming out tonight. Great to see all our great Tiger fans. You're going to be excited about this year's football team. I can't wait for the season to start.
Coach, it is great to see you. I know it's been a long time since you and I got together here at TJ Ribs to talk about Tiger football. But the good news, we are here now. The countdown to kickoff is upon us. How have you been? I know you've been a little busy here lately, but you're looking good and, again, sounding good. Very optimistic about the year.
Been great. I'm excited about our coaching staff. I'm excited about the job that Scott Woolward has done for us during the COVID-19 period. We were the first staff to come back to work. Our staff has game planned everybody already. We had to change it. Then we went to a 10-game SEC season, but we're ready. We opened it up with Mississippi State, but this week it's been about LSU football, about getting it right, about getting the LSU standard of performance correct. We got a lot of young players that I want to talk about tonight that nobody knows. really excited about this team.
You know, so much, as I mentioned, has happened since we were last here, but not the least of which the Tigers are the reigning national champions. Spring football, of course, was canceled. Technology became even bigger for you and the staff and players. Summer was different. Preseason camp was different. You got a new book out, and we
Yeah.
can all watch you on 60 Minutes on Sunday night. I mean, you, as I said, you sound awfully busy here of late.
Yeah, I better win. I'll tell you that right now. But you know what? Our staff has done a good job. You know, our players were away for 11 weeks. There were Zoom meetings. They were working out. Tommy Moffitt did a tremendous job of getting our team in shape. Everybody had to send in their workouts every day. It was a great communication from our team, great leadership. We came back. We've had some tremendous practices. The thing I was worried about not having spring practice is how to get our quarterbacks ready. But you know what? They did a great job this summer of throwing the football. We're on target. I invite our fans to read the book, flip the script. It's my life story. I got a chance to write it with Bruce Feldman during the COVID-19. We had a lot of time there. So I think it's guys are going to learn a lot about it, and I'm excited about the book.
Later on, Coach, as we do each and every year for this particular show, the opening show, we're going to break down the position groups as we sit here just over a week from the start of the season. But one thing that I certainly admired about your leadership over the last 6 months or so was hearing and talking to members of the football staff how you implemented a plan immediately following the shutdown in early March to keep improving Tiger football and move the needle. Basically having to coach from a distance. And all indications are when you guys got back to campus, everybody was pleasantly surprised at the condition the guys were in.
Yeah. You know, Tommy did a good job of sending out guys workouts. Our coaches had a full day. We started at 8 o'clock in the morning. We ended at 5 o'clock at night. Bo Pelini, Steve Ensminger, Greg McMahon, the coordinators led the way. We did our install. Our guys had Zoom meetings. Our guys had individual workouts that they did. They would send it back on tape. So the communication was excellent.
All right, we got so much more to discuss tonight. Plus, we'll take your questions. The phone lines are open, as we mentioned, 225-578-4827. If you're in Baton Rouge, toll free 1-800-315-8255 from anywhere in the country. You can tweet us a question live for the coach at LSU Radio, and we've got several questions coming in from the LSU Sports mobile app. We'll get to that as we continue here on this Wednesday night, the season premiere of the Ed Ogeron Show, presented by Hancock Whitney, live on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Tiger fan.
Okay, once again, Coach's Show, we're back in just a few moments. Let's go over some more scores. I'm going to go through the stop sharing my screen, and we'll go to the MLB scoreboard. Switch this over. Okay, once again, I'm going to read the scores again. So if you missed them, we will have them throughout the hour. So once again, let's go over some NBA scores. Let's get some NBA scoreboard updates up on the screen. Okay, once again, tomorrow the NBA playoffs continue with the Heat and Celtics. Miami leads at 1-0, so that's going to be tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Let's give you an NHL scoreboard update before we head back to the LSU Sports Radio Network. Okay, tomorrow night, hockey, the Lightning taking on the Islanders. That'll be at 7 p.m. on NBC Sports SN. So that's going to be tomorrow. So let's give you a WNBA update before we head back. We'll give in a WNBA scoreboard update before we get back into the we're going to give you a scoreboard update. Okay, WNBA tomorrow. They're not playing tonight. Tomorrow will be the day to play. Mercury will take on Lynx. That's in the playoff second round. Also, Suns and Sparks will play. That's at the IMG Academy in Bryanton, Florida. So that will
jambalaya, and all the football food you love to eat. From Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of LSU Athletics.
Trask working under center. Play action. Pressure comes, he unloads, and intercepted! Derek Stingley's got it in the end zone!
Back to TJ Rebs with more of the Ed Ogeron Show, presented by Hancock Whitney. Join the show by dialing 578-4827 in Baton Rouge or toll free from anywhere, 1-800-315-8255, or tweet a question at LSU Radio.
Back here at TJ Ribs this Wednesday night, the Ed Ogeron Show. I want to remind you to bring some flavor to your game day with Tabasco hot sauce. Go Tigers and go Tabasco, the official hot sauce of LSU Athletics. Phone calls coming in. Going to get to some callers coming up. If you're out there listening tonight, wherever you are, you can dial in. If you're in Baton Rouge, 225-578-4827, or toll free 1-800-315-8255. Let's get to the phone lines, Coach, real quickly. Bill from Gonzales. Bill, you're on with Coach O.
All right, Coach, how can you hear me?
How you been, Bill?
Doing good, my friend. And, hey, memories strike my brain cell tonight from when I was like a junior, senior in high school, that John Travolta show. Welcome back, Cotter. Welcome back with dreams for your ticklet eyes. Welcome back. It's time for some Tiger Stripes, Coach. I've seen this other stuff the past couple of weekends, and, oh, boy, I'm ready. But I have to say this over everything else with football, Coach. I didn't get a chance to last year, and I want everybody in Tiger fan land to know this. Our head coach, Ed Ogeron, has been a friend of my wife and myself since we started going in 2017 after, I don't even remember who it was, Miami, Ohio, or whoever it was, Troy, the game we lost. And last year, my wife had a spinal surgery on 30 September and couldn't make most of the shows. But I was able to get her there with a walker to a couple of them. And after the shows, when everybody else is drifting off, Coach O sometimes is there so we can talk when he's walking to his car. You remember all those times, right, Coach?
I remember them.
Okay. And last year was very special because I'd have to drive around the place and all the traffic to pick up my wife up front. And so we were going around the back way, and you were going to your car, and I yelled, "Hey, Coach." And you came over and talked to us. I don't know another head football coach in America, maybe Dabo Sweeney because he's a Christian man. But I do know that Ed Ogeron, a native Louisianan and a good man, came and talked to us like that and asked my wife how she was doing. And we weren't talking football. We were talking person to person. And, I mean, and a couple of times we almost got you in trouble with Kelly, remember?
I try to forget those days.
But, yeah, I wanted to let everybody know that. And I didn't get a chance to get my call in before the championship game. And this is a new year. And, Coach, unlike what you told one of the guys from Channel 9 when they were doing the rehash of last season, you know, once the COVID stuff struck and we shut down, it's like you said that when you were at that award ceremony at the Assembly Center, you were looking around, and I was there. I was at the far end from the stage where you were.
Bill, we got to get a question. We got other people waiting.
Love you, Bill.
What do you got?
All right, well, that's it. Your
All right.
coach will be there next week.
All right,
Bill. Take care.
Thank you, Bill. Coach, in the first segment, I mentioned to you that, and you mentioned it, Flip the Script, the book that was just released. And fans tonight and all season long can submit questions via the LSU Sports mobile app. And we've got several tonight. We'll try to get to all of them. But Sean from San Diego, California, wanted to write in and say, "Hey, Coach O, thank you for winning the national championship for all of your LSU/USC Southern California fans. You have overcome tremendous hardships in your life to succeed. What can you tell Tiger Nation about being tenacious and running through roadblocks of life?"
You got to be relentless. You know, I set my goal. I was going to be a head coach. At 6 years old, I wanted to be the head coach of the LSU Tigers. I wasn't going to let nothing get in my way. And I want to tell everybody out there, man, everybody's got their own dream. My dream is different than yours, but you know what? Don't let nobody get in the way of your dream. I'm living proof. You got to keep on working. Now there's gonna be some hard times. There's gonna be some different roads. There's gonna be some hills you got to climb. But if you keep on working and you're persistent, you can get to your dream.
Absolutely. Again, flip the script. You can get the book now. I got my copy. I think I'll read it on these road trips we're going on this year, Coach. Let's go back out to the phone lines. Ricky from Birmingham. Ricky, you want to talk a little bit about the SEC schedule? You're on with Coach O.
Coach, two quick questions. From a camp preparation standpoint, is there an advantage to opening up with the conference foe? And second, how does it feel to be the new sheriff in town? Thanks, and go Tigers.
Hey, good to hear you, man. We open up with Mississippi State. I mean, it's an SEC opponent. We got them at home. Our guys are fired up. A lot of respect for Mississippi State. A lot of respect for Mike Leach coming in there. But you know what? We're ready to play. And a 10-game SEC schedule, hey, buckle up. Hey, that's why you come in this league. That's why you're at LSU. You want to play the very best. You want to compete at the highest level. We're fixing to do it.
All right, Ricky, thanks for calling in. Coach, last year at this time, before the season, when you and I were here at TJ Ribs, it was evident to anyone who was paying attention that you were very confident in your team and the possibilities that lie ahead. Preseason camp going on now. You've had a couple of scrimmages as well under your belt. As far as being on schedule with scheme, installation, execution, are you pleased with where the Tigers are at this point?
No question. We had a lot of great practice. We had a lot of great walkthrough, a lot of preparation by football coaches. We put in our installation 5 different times, our whole installation. So our guys know it. We got a great freshman group. Some of you guys are going to be excited about some of these freshmen that are already starting for us. But, they had to learn our way of practice. They had to learn our standard. We had great leadership. These guys have stepped up and taught our young guys how to do it. And I believe I have the best coaching staff in America.
Obviously, one of the big changes that, of course, created a lot of buzz, even prior to spring football, Coach, was Bo Pelini's return to Baton Rouge as the defensive coordinator and the move to the 4-3 attack style defense. Yesterday, I know you spoke with the media, and it was obvious you were really excited about what you've seen from the defense so far.
Yeah.
For us, the media, for the fans, what are some things that we should notice immediately that's different about this defense this year?
Using our speed, putting our players in a position to make plays. And, the 4-3 allows you to do that. We're not just going to sit back and let them dictate what they're going to do to us. We're going to dictate what they do to them. Bo's an excellent game day caller. The guy is the best defensive coordinator I've been with since Pete Carroll. He's from the Pete Carroll tree. But you know what? He brings a lot of energy. He brings a lot of excitement. The players want to play for him. I think that you're going to see more blitzing. We're going to blitz our corners, our safeties, our linebackers. You're going to see a lot of press coverage. You're going to see a lot of pressure on the quarterback, which you like.
Scott Linehan, Coach, comes in to take over as a passing game coordinator, added to the offensive staff. And I know last year you told everybody, and they asked constantly, you said, hey, this is our offense. This is who we are at LSU. I know that Coach Ensminger has said the same thing. I had a chance to talk to Miles Brennan a couple of weeks ago. He told me that Coach Linehan has been great to learn from. Where do you think he's had the biggest impact on this team so far?
Finding out what our quarterback can do and let him do it best. Every quarterback's different. And we think that Miles has had a great camp. Scott has put in the passing game that Miles can do, that Max can do, that TJ can do, that our receivers can do. It's very similar to what we had last year, but it's a little bit different. Some different formations, some different routes. But overall, I thought Scott has done a tremendous job on our football team. He's a great professional. He's a great staff guy.
Coach, I want to apologize to you. We are 20 minutes into the show, and we have yet to hear from Fritzy. But we are going to the phone lines before we go to break. Fritzy, you are up. My apologies to you as well. You're on with Coach O.
Hey, Coach O, man, I thought they done put me in the dungeon again. Hey, Coach O, this is for anybody that's been living under a rock, for the last couple of months. But during this downtime, you've been getting lean by boxing. And Mike Leach over in Start Vegas, he done seen how many LBs he can put on, and he done lost his razor. So that's what we got over there in Start Vegas. But you know what, Coach O? This is what people that need. They don't need to forget this, Coach O. We're going to do it just like we did last year. We're going to do it one game at a time, and we're going to be wide-ass open in every game. And at the end, we're going to be 10-0, and we're going up for another championship because you always the best forever and ever. And me and Charlie love you, and we always will.
Love you, Fritzy. Tell Charlie I said hello.
All right, Fritzy, thanks for calling in. Again, if you've got a question for Coach tonight, the phone lines now are open, 225-578-4827 if you're here in Baton Rouge, or 1-800-315-8255 from anywhere in the country. We're going to break down the position groups by personnel for LSU football as it stands here for preseason camp as they lead up to the season opener against Mississippi State a week from this Saturday. So stay with us, much more to come. Want to remind you all LSU Sports Radio Network broadcasts, including this show, stream for free at lsusports.net, where you can access nearly 200 live events every athletic season. And you can also download the LSU Sports mobile app, all renewed, presented by BASF. Official apps can be found in the iTunes Store and Google Play. Visit lsusports.net/app for details. We'll continue with more. The Ed Ogeron Show presented by Hancock Whitney. We are live from TJ Ribs on this Wednesday night here on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Okay.
Whatever you bring.
Okay, once again, we'll be back with the LSU Coaches Show in just a few minutes. Once again, thanks for joining us here. We'll be back. So let's go ahead and go over some more news headlines while we wait. Okay. Let me mute this. Mute the MLB umpire Joe West have never missed a call. Just ask him. So this is what they're talking about on ESPN about legendary Joe West. He is one of the umpires for MLB. I'll be honest with you. I think Joe West is one of the best umpires in the game today. So I look at it this way. I mean, sure, he don't take any crap off of no one. That's one thing about it. So once again, this is from ESPN.com. Go to ESPN.com. Once again, thanks for joining us for this edition of Wednesday Night Coaches Show. We'll be back in just a few moments. So we'll Okay, LA Lakers LeBron James sets record with 16 selection to the all NBA team. So congratulations to him. So this is the first team right here. Giannis. Let's get back to the Coaches Show. Let's switch this back.
Your weekly chance to talk with Coach O. Join the show by dialing 578-4827 in Baton Rouge or toll free from anywhere. 1-800-315-8255 or tweet a question at LSU Radio. This is the Ed Ogeron Show, presented by Hancock Whitney on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Fans, back with you tonight inside TJ Ribs talking Tiger football. And don't forget to tune in each week as on the show once the season begins. We're going to feature an Offensive Player of the Week presented each week by the local Southern Quality Ford dealers. So we'll have that for you right here every Wednesday night during Coach's show. And, Coach, we're going to start talking about the team by position group. But I know real quickly you wanted to send out a very important message to a Tiger fan out there right now.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers with the young man from Dennis Spring who had an issue at practice yesterday, had an injury. I don't know how severe it is, but we actually going to fight like a tiger, and I know you will.
All right. We are certainly with you on that, Coach. We touched on the defensive scheme a few moments ago in the last segment. And I know coming into this year, you've got a great mix of veteran and young talent to anchor the positions up front in this 4-3 base. A couple of guys may have their first opportunities, although they've been in the program, to really shine. Of course, you got Glenn Logan, who's been solid for you at tackle. Ika has had some snaps, big snaps last year. Tevez more on the ends. But the depth is what stands out when you look at your defensive front. I know if anybody again was listening in your introductory press conference in 2016, you said, this is what we're going to do, build depth and talent up front. You guys got it going into this year.
Yeah, we're fortunate that we have depth. We lost several players at that position. We're happy that Neil Farrell came back, get in shape. We're welcoming him back to the team. Really happy with Ben Logan and Apple Apple's slim 340. He came to us at 390. So he's doing well. But the guy I want to rescue is Joe Evans. Joe played fairly last year. We moved him over to offense. We lost some depth inside. Phenomenal. I think the guy is going to be a wrecking ball. He's a great young man. I look forward to him having a great season this year.
All right, Coach. Obviously, you know something about defensive fronts and defensive lines. We go back out to the LSU Sports mobile app. Question from Brad in Jonesboro asking, what are your expectations for the front four on the defensive line this year?
Yeah, we're going to attack. Last year we were read defense. We played 4 techniques and 0. Now we're always going to have at least a 4-man rush, sometimes a 5-man rush. That these guys are going to be in the backfield. They're going to be stunting, just a more aggressive defensive line.
I was talking to a friend the other day, Coach, and, after Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Patrick Queen showed out in their NFL debuts, among many other Tigers that we'll talk about. But, I mean, goodness, DBU, RBU, LBU. I mean, you guys are taking over every position now. You lose a couple of really good ones, but that's nothing new when it comes to LSU and linebackers. Two guys I'm looking forward to watch this year are Damone Clark and Jabril Cox. I mean, you got 6 or 7 guys with the opportunity to make a statement. What's the competition been like at linebacker, and how does that make you guys better?
It's been phenomenal. And you mentioned the players in the NFL. We have 54 players in the NFL. That's like a team. And I'm so proud of the guys. We saw Clyde and all those guys and Joe and Patrick. We're just so proud of our football team. But you know what? We're really strong. Damone Clark. Damone is 6'3", 230. Don't have an ounce of fat on him. He's a great young man. He's a 4.0 grade point average student right there from Southern Lab here in Baton Rouge, a team leader for us. You're going to see him have a tremendous year. The guy that we really, Jabril Cox, we knew he was a good football player, but he's even better than we thought he was. He can run. He's tall. He's 6'3", 230. So we got some tall, lean linebackers that can run. And Michael Baskerville is having an excellent camp under Bo Pelini. So those 3 guys are showing out. And then a young man named Josh White, a freshman out of Houston, Texas. You're going to see him play. He's strong, fast, and physical.
All right, let's move to the undisputed DBU. At safety, you've got a senior leader in Jacoby Stevens. You got the return of Todd Harris off of injury. Maurice Hampton Jr., Cam Lewis there. Of course, Derek Stingley Jr., Cordell Flott, other raw talent like Jay Ward, Dwight McLaughlin, and even a freshman like Eli Ricks at cornerback. When you look at the talent and the job that we all know Coach Corey Raymond does year in and year out, I mean, how good could this defensive backfield be along with Coach Bill Bush?
Be excellent. I mean, it's one of the best defensive backfields that we've had, and that's saying a lot. It starts with Derek Stingley. The guy's phenomenal. Him and Jamar Chase, when Jamar was practicing, they were going to each other every day, like looking at 2 NFL All-Pro players going out there. Derek is a tremendous competitor, but the guy I'm really excited about is Cordell Flott, man. He's come in and had a tremendous camp. He's tall, long, and lean. We can play him at nickel. We can play him at corner. And also Elias Ricks. Elias is 6'3". Then we got Darren Evans, a veteran from Nicholls State. We are loaded at that position. And then Dwight McLaughlin is about 6'2", 6'3", a tall corner, is very good as a freshman. So Corey's done a tremendous job with that group. And you look at the safeties, the guy that I'm excited about is Mo Hampton. Mo came as a football player, a baseball player. Now he's lost weight. He's got in shape. Along with Jacoby Stevens and Todd Harris, I think we have an excellent group right now.
Real quickly, before we move away from DBU, let's go back to the fan questions. This one presented by Bud Light. John from Lansdale, Pennsylvania, Coach, wants to know, conceptually, Aranda ran a lot of single high bump and run man coverage. He also generated a lot of pressure using stunts and twists. Can we expect anything similar from our new defensive coordinator, Bo Pelini?
Everything's different. It's just going to be a different look. It's all from a 4-3, from a 2 shell, not a 1 shell. But you're going to see more blitzing than you did in the past. In the past, we played base defense. We played 1 or 2 coverages. Bo's going to mix his coverages. He's going to stun a lot more, It's just a completely different defense.
Coach, before we go to break, the Tigers known over the last couple of years for a lot of nickel package.
Yeah.
Can we expect to see that trend? And are you close and comfortable with kind of the rotation of guys who would fill that nickel back spot?
No question. Like Cordell Flock could be out starting nickel. Jay Walker could be out starting nickel right away. Hey, even Jabril Cox is 6'3", 225. He can go out and play nickel. He's so athletic. So we feel good about that. Again, all the spread offenses, you're going to be a nickel most of the time.
All right, fans, this season, want to tune in once again on the show. We'll feature the Defensive Player of the Week, brought to you by Cox, official communication provider of LSU Athletics. Got questions to get to via Twitter, questions to get to via LSU mobile app. And when we come back, we're going to talk about the Tiger offense. It's your chance to talk with Coach O, so you can dial us up or tweet us live coming up right here on the Ed Ogeron Show, presented by Hancock Whitney, live from TJ Ribs on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
At Albertsons, we care about your health and safety, and we're making it easy to protect yourself and your family with free flu shots at our pharmacy. Available with most insurance, no copayment unless required by your plan. Get your vaccination today from our specially trained pharmacist and earn 10% off your next grocery purchase up to $200 with any immunization. Restrictions apply. Visit our website at albertsons.com/flu to learn more about our safety precautions, facts about the flu, and how to get your vaccination today.
When it comes to the flu, prevention is the best medicine. That's why it's so important to get a flu shot. The CDC recommends that people from 6 months old and above get the vaccine to stay healthy. Most health plans and Medicare cover the flu vaccine at $0 or at a low cost. So take your best shot against the flu. Call your provider and get your vaccine today. Brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Louisiana.
You gotta take your best shot against the flu.
Support your LSU Tigers with Hancock Whitney, the official bank of LSU Athletics. From game day to the offseason, Hancock Whitney LSU credit and debit cards are a big win for any Tiger fan. Want to get your paws on these cards? Well, apply online or visit HancockWhitney.com/LSU. Hancock Whitney Bank, member FDIC. All accounts subject to credit approval. Terms and conditions may apply.
Here in Louisiana, we're all about flavor and football. And as a proud partner of LSU Athletics, Louisiana Fish Fry brings all the crispy, golden, delicious game time flavor y'all need. So when you're rooting for our national champion Tigers, sink your claws into our bratties, boils, sauces, and more, because y'all deserve to tackle your taste buds with the very best from Louisiana Fish Fry.
This football season, Toyota is bringing the tailgate to you. Enter the Toyota Tailgate to Go sweepstakes for a chance to win an at-home tailgate party. The ultimate at-home tailgate includes food and drink delivered from a local restaurant and a tailgate to go party pack with game day essentials. Plus, you can pick a lucky friend to have the same experience delivered to their home. That's right. Win one, give one. For complete rules and to register, visit ToyotaTailgateToGo.com or text touchdown to 22454. Toyota is a proud sponsor of LSU Athletics.
Handoff, Emery cuts to his right, inside the 5, spins his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Tiger!
Welcome back. The Ed Ogeron Show, presented by Hancock Whitney, continues on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Tigers are just over a week away from starting the 2020 season and defending their national championship. It all starts a week from this Saturday. LSU will host Mississippi State. 2:30 kickoff, televised on CBS, and of course right here on the LSU Sports Radio Network. And don't forget, with the all-new LSU Sports mobile app, it's easy to sync your game by watching on TV and listening to the action from the radio broadcast on your smart speaker. So
You know, on Tuesday we have NFL Day. We show our players who did well. Our guys get excited. It motivates them. It motivates our football team, and everybody that we talk. We have a power hour. We talk to 80 recruits in the last 2 nights, and all they talk about is the LSU players and the NFL. And we talk about development. We talk about how those guys started, what they got better at, and that our coaching staff can help them get to the NFL. So definitely it helps.
Let's go out to Mike, who writes, Coach, he's 3 hours north of Baton Rouge, but don't worry. They're still going to open up the tailgate trailer, set up the tents, grill, jambalaya pot, gumbo, etc.
Send me a bowl, will you?
Coach, we talked about defense in the last segment. Let's look at the offensive side of the ball. You come off one of the most successful offensive seasons on record. How do you continue that success knowing that every coach in the country is trying to do what you guys did while also at the same time trying to learn how to stop?
Hey, you know, you just got to look at the LSU standard performance. Look what we did well last year, but last year is last year. This is a different team. You know, I told Miles Brennan, I said, Miles, I want you to be the best Miles Brennan that you can be. And there will be no comparisons to last year with Miles Brennan. Now, if he's as good as last year, I think everybody's going to be happy. But you know what? It's just be a different year. It's different players. But you know what? We are talented. I think you're going to see a better run game. I'm excited about our running backs. I'm excited about our young players. I'm excited about our offensive line. And you know what? We're going to run a lot of the same plays, but there's going to be some different schemes. It's just going to be a different flavor this year with a new coach, with a new passing game coordinator. But I think it's going to be very successful.
You know, last year before the season, when we were here at TJ Ribs and we were having this very same show, you said, hey, look, we feel very confident in our skill positions. We're solid across the board. Tiger offense would go as far as the offensive line would allow. And many people felt like that was the only question mark going into 2019. Well, they went pretty far, far enough to take home the Joe Moore Award, the best offensive line in the country. And you mentioned to me several times that James Craig was the MVP of the coaching staff in 2019. You lose some key guys. Lloyd Cushenberry, of course, showed out in his debut for the Broncos Monday night. Now you're becoming OLU as well. Along with the rest. Damian Lewis, Sadiq Charles, Adrian McGee, a couple of guys moving on. But you got some leaders there that are coming back. You added a few guys like graduate transfer Liam Shanahan, who we expect to see at center. When you look at their work in the preseason now, is it as big a question mark as it was last year?
No, it's not. Those guys are one of our strongest shooters in the team. And you know what? I said it again. I think James Craig is one of the best offensive line coaches in all of football. He's a tireless worker. He's a great recruiter. And, you know, we got some great chemistry with them offensive linemen. And Liam Shanahan, another graduate transfer, is going to start for us at center for now and has done a phenomenal job. He's very smart. He makes the calls. I think that gives our offensive line confidence when you have a very smart center, just like Lloyd did last year. Austin Deckles has done a tremendous job of leadership. We won a championship with him at right tackle. The guy that you're really going to be impressed with is Darrell Rosenthal. Darrell's about 6'7", 330 from Faraday High School. Played defense. He's very athletic. He's mean. He's tough. I think he's a leader on that offensive line. And you got Ed Ingram that's played a lot of snaps for us. He's going to play in the NFL. You got Chason Hines, who is a tremendous right guard. So I think we're going to be very strong in the offensive line.
Coach, I've been asked a lot since the championship in early January. Outside of Joe Burrow, what are the most important pieces to fill in for the offense going into the season? Now, my answer as a layman was simply running back and tight end. We'll get to the tight end in just a moment. But in that running back room, you've got a great deal of talent. Chris Curry, Ty Davis-Price, John Emery, Trey Bradford, the freshman. Clyde did so much beyond just running the football. And you told us all last year, you guys trusted in Clyde to do all the things that are needed. Running backs coach Kevin Falk is an A1 competitor. He knows all that position requires. Are we seeing one guy maybe rise to the top here at this point in preseason camp, or could this truly be a situation where all of them have skills that can help in a particular game or situation?
I think it's a combination of both. If I'm thinking about the scrimmages when you said that, Chris Curry has been phenomenal. Tyron Davis has been phenomenal. John Emery has been a home run hitter. But they're all different. I mean, the two of them are power runners. One of them is a fast runner, get on the edge, can also run inside, catch the ball out of the backfield, run the sweep. So I think you're going to see a combination of all three of them. But I'll tell you this, if one is hot in that game and the other team can't tackle them, we're keeping them in. and letting them run.
More on the Tiger offense as we continue in the next segment, but real quickly going back out to LSU fan questions presented once again by Bud Light. Coach, Pam from Lacombe wanted to know, what do you think of Joe's NFL debut?
Yeah, I thought he played very well. He missed a couple of deep balls, and that was a questionable call at the end.
Listen in.
Joey's a competitor.
Hey!
He wants to win.
Hey.
I felt bad that.
Yeah, they didn't have their first game yet.
You know what? He's gonna
No, not yet.
Got plenty of games,
Saturday?
plenty of great moments ahead of
Huh?
us. All right, we'll continue
Next
with
Saturday.
more, continuing talking about the
Next
offense with
Saturday.
Coach O on this Wednesday night. So stay with us.
Yeah,
Don't go anywhere. Right
no
back
games
after this
today.
on the Ed Ogeron
No.
Show, presented by
Texas
Hancock Whitney,
Rangers.
here on the LSU
No,
Sports
no
Radio
games.
Network.
You don't do Rangers anymore?
No games tonight. Period. We have Saints preview tonight.
Yep. Rangers play them.
Yeah, no,
9:40 or something like that.
yeah, we won't be doing that tonight.
Hats and more with an awesome selection of more than 40
Wow, what a game.
including official
Huh?
team merchandise from Nike. When it
Yeah.
comes to team pride, there's only one place
I can still hear you.
fans go.
LSUshop.net.
Whatever you bring more. Whatever you personally bring to the SEC table, bring more.
43 after 7.
Sing and yell and stomp louder. Enough never is. Not here. Between the magnolias and the azaleas, legends and lore regale us, downright implore us. Bring everything you got, and then bring more.
Hey, Tiger fans, LSU wants to remind you to defend the spread by masking up. The best defense against the spread is in your face coverage. Remember to wear your mask in public. Here are some quick and easy steps to stay well. Always wash your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. Avoid touching your face. Clean and disinfect objects or surfaces around you, and stay home if you are feeling sick. Thank you for doing your part. One team, one heartbeat. Go Tigers!
Knowing that every coach in the country is trying to do what you guys do, while also at the same time trying to learn how to stop it. How do you keep building on what you do?
Excuse yourself to lose yourself in something bigger. The traditions, the superstitions, the fight song in every rendition. You can't
Turn this down. Turn this down so we can get that feedback. We're hearing feedbacks. We're hearing feedbacks. That's what we're hearing feedbacks. We're hearing feedbacks. Yeah, we're hearing feedback. Turn that off. We're hearing feedbacks too much. We're hearing a lot of feedback. That's why I want to turn that off, because we're hearing feedback.
Continuing to preview the LSU Fighting Tigers as we lead up to the 2020 start.
Feedback.
A week from this Saturday, the Tigers will host Mississippi State, an all-SEC schedule here for this year. It's going to be exciting. Real quickly, I wanted to take a moment as we continue to talk about the offense for LSU to send out congratulations to Austin St. Mary from Iowa, Louisiana, because Austin signed up for the LSU Sports mobile app and registered, got his fan account, staying in touch with the Tigers. And for doing so, he has won a national championship ring for LSU in 2019.
How about that?
And I understand his neck of the woods certainly still reeling from the hurricane, and hopefully this will make things a little brighter for he and his family. So congratulations to Austin. You are the winner of the national championship ring, which that's pretty cool, Coach.
Way to go, Austin. Wear it with pride.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. So we wanted to check in with him tonight, but obviously he had bigger priorities, and we certainly understand. But congratulations on the win. Coach, last year the Tigers set multiple passing and receiving records for LSU, for the SEC, for the college football playoff. Joe Burrow, as we've said thousands of times, won the Heisman. Jamar Chase was the Biletnikoff winner. And this year at receiver, a stable of talent in that room. Everybody knows that. Terrace Marshall Jr., Racey McMath, Jeray Jenkins, Jontre Kirkland, Trey Palmer, two outstanding freshmen, Keyshawn Butte and Coy Moore. I may be leaving out people, but how dangerous can that group be again in 2020?
Very good group. I mean, those guys have had an excellent camp led by Terrence Marshall. I think he's going to have a breakout year for us. Outstanding receiver. We got two great young receivers in Keyshawn Butte and Coy Moore. You guys are going to see them. And
Yeah.
then again, we got Eric Gilbert, a tight end. I know we haven't talked about the tight end yet, but I consider him a receiver. He's 6'5", 250. And we can play him at X. We can play him at S. He's been phenomenal at camp. Racy McMahon has worked his tail off. Jontre Kirkland has worked his tail off. We think that we are really, really good. But you're going to see 6, 7 receivers rotating in and out. We have 200 balls between Justin Jefferson and the guys that have left. So we got 200 balls to catch. So those guys are excited about catching a lot of balls.
You know, you mentioned Eric Gilbert, and I was going to talk about the tight end position, but you're right. I mean, because of his skill set, his size, and his speed, he can play in a number of positions. And, you know, we've heard so much about him showing up and showing out. And you guys have talked about how he has really, really stood out so far in preseason camp. And people ask me all the time, can a true freshman, no matter the hype coming in, can he really do what they say he can do? And I just say, well, look at Derek Stingley Jr. Yes, it's possible, but he's got to be a matchup nightmare.
Yeah, no question. And that's what Steve's going to use. That's why we play him at tight end. But you're going to see him all over the place. He's wearing number 2. He's a tremendous young man from Marietta, Georgia. Think about this. He was the National Gatorade Player of the Year, the only tight end to ever win it. They say he's the best tight end to come out of high school in the last 15 years. We're excited. I'm excited to see him play for the Tigers.
Everybody is ready to see he along with the rest of that receiving core. Well, I guess, Coach, that brings us to, I almost forgot, the quarterback, which you mentioned a few moments earlier. And as I said, you've said it nonstop, and you said it a few moments ago. You just got to be the best Miles Brennan. When you've watched Miles during preseason, what stands out to you when it comes to his progression as a guy who can lead this team to victory week in and week out?
Yeah, first of all, you know, Miles has been the second guy for several years now. And he's done a good job. He's kept his mouth shut. You know, it was Joe's team last year. But as soon as Joe's left, Miles became the leader. He's vocal, and he weighs 218 pounds right now. He's studied his tail off. Everything's all football, just like Joe was. The guy is taking command of the offense. He's making better decisions. He's extending plays with his feet. And I think the guy's going to be a great quarterback for us.
Yeah, you know, talked to Miles a couple of weeks ago, Coach, and I asked him, I said, you know, what are the things that you personally wanted to get better at? And what you just said, he said, I wanted to be able to read defenses better, pre-snap, post-snap, team leadership, film study and preparation. And I know, you know, listening to you and listening to Coach E, I mean, that's what he's done.
He's done it, and he's getting pushed. Max Johnson and T.J. Finley are two outstanding young quarterbacks. And Miles is our starting quarterback. They have not beat him out, but I tell you what, he couldn't afford to have a bad camp, but those guys were right on his tail. The competition makes us all better. But I'm really excited about our quarterback group. I'm excited about our quarterback recruiting. I feel that Max Johnson is a championship quarterback. You know, his dad's Brad Johnson, a championship quarterback. T.J. Finley has had an excellent camp, throws a great ball right there from Ponchatoula. Those guys are competing. And I'm very excited about all three quarterbacks.
Let's go back out to the phone lines real quick. Jeremy has been waiting patiently. Jeremy, it's now your time to talk to Coach O.
Hey, Chris. Hey, Coach. How y'all doing?
Great.
Doing great, Jeremy.
Coach, I've been a fan since Kevin Falk was on the field. And it's unfortunate, but this season I decided to roll over my tickets and not be in the stands. I just want you and the players and the staff, I want y'all all to know that I'm going to be screaming at the TV and listening to Chris Blair, of course. And I give y'all all my support, whether it be on the field or off the field, Coach. Keep up the good work, and thank you for the championship. Y'all have a good evening.
Thank you, Jeremy. That means a lot, man. That was heartfelt. Fans like you and all our fans, that's what makes LSU special.
Absolutely, Jeremy. Thank you for the call and the sentiments. Let's go back to the LSU radio or LSU Sports mobile app. Question presented by Bud Light. We got Brennan writing in from Leesville, Coach. Do you wish you could have more fans this year, or are you just excited to have fans at all this year?
I wish the Tiger Stadium was full. I like Tiger Stadium full. Hey, that's not my choice. It's out of my control. But you ask me what I wish, there's no question. We're going to take 25,000. 25% is great. we'll take it. But I told the players, man, we're going to have to create our own energy. I don't know how loud it's going to be. It may be loud, it may not, but we cannot counter it. It's the same for both teams. We're going to be in there. We're going to focus to win the game.
All right, we got much more to come. We got our final segment with the coach here on the season premiere of the show. What about special teams, you may be asking? Well, don't worry. We're going to cover that when we come back in the final segment tonight on the Ed Ogeron Show, presented by Hancock Whitney, live from TJ Ribs. Don't go anywhere. Back in a flash on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
Tiger fans, it's first down and tailgate to go at Rouse's Markets.
Okay, once again, thanks for joining us for tonight's Coaches Show. We'll be back in just a few moments. Once again, we'll have Saints preview show that will be after tonight's Coaches Show. So once again, thanks. You can come in, field your questions about Saints football. We will we will answer them as best we can. So once again, if you want to come in, so let's go ahead and give you some scores. I'll go ahead and give you the scores right on the screen if you can see it. In my other screen, this is our scores that we're showing you. Right now, Pirates down 1-0. Also, Marlins up 6-2. Also, Blue Jays up 7-0. And Phillies up 4-1. That's in the
That's why it's so
fifth inning going into the sixth. Now, Kansas City will show you the scores right here on the screen. If you can see them on my side of my screen, where I'm at. Okay, White Sox down 1-0, 3-0. Orioles on top. Also, Rangers and Astros no score in the game tonight. Also, Milwaukee Brewers on top. See,
LSU Athletics. From game day to the offseason, Hancock Whitney LSU.
Okay, let's give you the scores. A second. Milwaukee Brewers on top 4-0. That's in the game right now. That's going into the third. And also Cubs in the bottom of the second on top. Once again. Thanks for joining us. We'll get back to the Ed Ogeron Show in just a few moments here on the LSU Sports here on Facebook, YouTube, and Sportscaster.
You were Mr. Technology. I have the lottery's new mobile app.
Wait, the lottery has a mobile app?
Yeah, you can create and save your own digital play slips, as many as you like. Then just scan the phone at the register and out comes your tickets.
Oh, man.
You can also check your tickets to see if you're a winner.
Nice.
Get the new Louisiana Lottery mobile app. Simply download the app wherever you see the QR code. Must be at least 21 to purchase.
Tiger fans, it's first down and tailgate to go at Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of LSU Athletics. Get wings, jambalaya, and all the football food you love to eat from Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of LSU Athletics. LSU will snap it one more time. 32 seconds. Joe Burrow again. The snap, the knee, and the Tigers of LSU. A team of destiny and a team for ages. Celebrate on the field here tonight in New Orleans inside the Superdome, capturing the national title.
Welcome back. The Ed Ogeron Show, presented by Hancock Whitney, continues on the LSU Sports Radio Network.
I got to tell you, it's been fun tonight. Thanks for all of you coming out here to TJ Ribs. Thanks to everybody to listening. Football is back, and we're ready to go a week from this Saturday, LSU and Mississippi State. Coach, real quickly, in our final moments tonight, the most important part, I didn't want to leave them out, special teams. They were big last year, kickoffs, punting, and even scoring. You were overall very solid, of course. You return all of the specialists. So where did you challenge Zach Von Rosenberg, Cade York, and Avery Atkins to move the needle for special forces?
Yeah, we need to score more points. We need to be more creative. We need to block kicks, return punts, kickoff returns. Just need to make more great decisions with our returners, give them some room, and score some points. And a guy we didn't talk about is Torrey Carter. Tight end, physical, tough, a great LSU Tigers that has a great career here. He's had a great camp. We're going to play him at tight end. He's going to play on all special teams. He's kind of like the heartbeat of our football team. He's got physicality in his DNA. I'm so excited about Torrey Carter, the year he's going to have.
Yeah, Coach, I was going to ask you about him because I forgot to mention it when we moved into Eric Gilbert. But Torrey's a guy who I know his dad. His dad was a legend at Georgia Southern who played fullback and linebacker for the Eagles. But he gives you a little mix up there. He can change gears when he comes in because he's a battering ram.
Yeah, he gives you the physicality that you need and the leadership, and he does it on special team too. Torrey comes to work every day. We love him, and he catches the ball out of the backfield. Outstanding athlete. I think he's going to be an NFL player.
All right, that gets me out of trouble with Wild Man Carter. He won't be emailing me tonight. From the return side on special teams, obviously got several candidates at your disposal there. Have you kind of solidified who's going to be in those positions yet?
Yeah, at kickoff return, we're looking at John Emery, Trey Palmer, and Keyshawn Butte. I mean, those three guys are home run hitters, very fast. Punt returners, Derek Stanley and Trey Palmer. So we have a lot of guys that have been practicing. I think those are the top 5 right there. They're excellent players.
Let's go real quickly. We got a little time here out to @LSU Radio, tweeting a question in. Coach, this is Matt, who says, I know we're talking about this year, but he would like to know, what was your single favorite moment from last year?
Yeah, it's hard to say a single favorite moment. I just enjoyed this team every day. I enjoyed walking in the stadium, knowing we're going to win every game. We felt that. We had that attitude about ourselves. Going to the Superdome and seeing all our fans, and being from Louisiana, coming home and they're off the side of the streets cheering for us. There's a lot of great moments, but you got to give the credit to our football team. 14 guys getting drafted, going into the NFL. After the draft day of that Monday, those 14 families signed for over $126 million. I was so happy for those families. I was so happy for the success of our young men.
Coach, I was going to tell you, we haven't seen each other or haven't talked together since that championship night, but I had to leave after the game to catch basketball in College Station. I left our team hotel at like 1:30 in the morning, and it looked like Mardi Gras. It took us almost 2 hours to get out of downtown New Orleans. That's what LSU did and the fans did, and I got to tell you, I didn't complain. I loved every second of it. We close tonight. I know you're already prepping for Mississippi State coming up a week from Saturday. What does the schedule look like the rest of the week for the team, and take us through the plan for next week?
Yeah, tomorrow's no repeat Thursday. Friday, we're going into the stadium. We have a mock game where we'll go over every situation we can. Substitutions, there's going to be helmets only. It's going to be a light day. A coach is going to be in the box. We'll make it the call. We'll make it just like a game. Make sure we got everything set. And then next week, we'll go through a normal week of preparation. We're ready to play Saturday, 2:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, Tiger Stadium. We're going to be there, baby.
All right. Everybody's ready for it, Coach. I want to thank you for all you've done for LSU. LSU Athletics, the alumni and fans, great to see you tonight. We'll be watching this Sunday night on 60 Minutes, by the way, and looking forward to having you back here next week for the season opener.
Thank you, guys. Go Tigers.
All right, fans, that's our show. Thanks to Coach for his time. Everyone here at TJ Ribs for an incredible job getting everything set to allow us to do this show. Thanks to Joe Jackson, Stan Catron, and we thank you. Good night.
Okay, once again, thanks for joining us for tonight for Ed Orgeron show. Now we'll have the Saints preview show. Once again, thanks for joining us. We'll begin Saints preview tonight. We are going to go over the New Orleans Saints. They will take on the Las Vegas Raiders this coming Monday night. We will have game coverage on Sportscaster that will begin at 5 p.m. with pregame show leading up to kickoff. So we will preview today's this week's opponent. Last week, the Saints won 34-23 in a convincing fashion, but the offense wasn't as advertised. The defense got us out of some trouble. But let's go ahead and first off, we'll have the press conferences. Let's go ahead and go over to Coach Sean Payton. He will be up first, talking about last week's game and what's to come for the Las Vegas Raiders game this coming Monday. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll go to Coach Payton's conference call. Let's go ahead and put that up on the screen so you'll see it. I'm going to switch it out in just a second. I'll put the audio screen on, and we'll set it up, and we're ready. We should be ready to roll. I'm waiting on it to come up. I don't know what's going on, but why it's not coming up on our screen?
Hello. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Sean, what was your take on this game after seeing the film? Was it kind of the same as last night?
Well, a couple things. First off, defensively, I thought we played really well. We had limited the touches by Gronk. I thought we affected the quarterback the way we hoped to. We won the line of scrimmage, we felt. There were a couple of pass interferences that were tough calls, but I thought overall on that side of the ball, it was really good. And the kicking game was outstanding. We were able to block a field goal, turn the ball over on a short kickoff. I thought we handled the field position battle very well. Thomas played well with his going in punts, and Deontay was outstanding in changing field position for us. So those areas were really good offensively. There were some positives. Obviously, we were able to win the game. Alvin played well. I put us in some tough spots. I said this after the game, especially with some run calls. There's a lot we'll be able to clean up. We had when you look at the third down numbers or even the red zone numbers, those are going to have to be better. But overall, it was good to get the first win. There's a ton that we have to clean up, and we're going to be able to here in this long week. So overall, it was good to get the win, and now it's really correcting these mistakes and then getting ready for Oakland, or excuse me, Las Vegas.
Yeah, he's got
with the start kickoff, was there something detected there by Darren, or something you guys saw there that you might be able to take advantage of?
No, I mean, look, when you get a penalty on a scoring play, you can enforce it on the PAT try. In other words, there's some games a year ago where you might say, hey, we'll take that ball on the 1 yard line, half the distance from the 2, and then try to get a 2-point play. Or you can take it at the 50, and if you take it at the 50, do you just kick it into the end zone at that minute? You don't realize any of the penalty yards. So a lot of times you'll try to get a little bit of height, with the kickoff, and then try to gain that penalty yards, if you will, on your coverage and pin a team down in there. And that was kind of the direction we were heading. The turnover was lanyap. I mean, that was, we were able to get on the ball. But you're trying to figure out what you want to do when there's a penalty on the scoring play like that.
Hey, Sean, I know 2020 has already been kind of a crazy year, and we asked you about a storm a few weeks ago. There's obviously another storm. Have y'all had discussions about going to Vegas early? Is that even possible with COVID protocols? And I guess, where do you all stand since, we're tracking another?
I think with the way the schedule sets up, it's a great question. Mickey and I have discussed it now at length, and our plan, unless we're told otherwise, is to stay put. It's a later week schedule-wise. Obviously, we're paying attention to it, and obviously that could change. But our current plan is to stay put with really the first work day, the first big practice day for our guys this week is Thursday.
Sean, were there any elements of last night's game that took you by surprise, but I guess we're a little bit surprised just by the lack of preseason games and seeing these guys in competition and all that stuff?
Look, the one concern I had was, how would the tackling be? I thought we tackled well defensively. I think that there's a handful of things offensively that quickly we have to clean up. Those guys do a good job defensively. They got us in some tough looks. They defend the run very well. And also, at times we had some big play opportunities down the field, and either the protection didn't hold up, or there was something that negated an opportunity for us to get the ball down the field. But look, it's just what we talked about during the week. What type of offense are we going to see from Tampa? I'm sure the next time we play them down the road, there'll be a lot more film to get an idea of what they're trying to do. And I thought we handled that well. We had some doubles in the game plan yesterday. I thought Marshawn was outstanding on Evans yesterday. I thought, like I said, we handled, for the most part, their playmakers, and I thought that was noticeable.
Sean, what kind of flexibility did you guys feel like you had with some of the dime packages, and just specifically, how did you think Malcolm Jenkins played?
Malcolm played well. He's physical. He's a good tackler, and he's extremely smart. Yeah, we went in with a few of these packages to help us in the passing game. PJ was kind of a late scratch as the week went on, and so we had to adjust a little bit there. DJ got some snaps, but overall, I thought it worked out well. It was just part of our plan going into this game.
Hey, Sean, if I can ask, maybe, sorry again for a non-X's and O's question.
No, that's
I know
right.
you had the Gator on. You had the Gator on yesterday. How was it coaching with that? I know that coaches wore masks and face shields. Will you keep that on? Will you change what you wear? And just kind of how was it, for you coaching with some type of face covering on?
Yeah, listen, I think the Gator for me was more convenient because, it's easier to pull up and pull back down. And as a play caller, you're wanting to pull down to communicate and then pull it back up. You kind of get used to that like right away. I think it's up to the individual as to what they prefer. But overall, I felt like we've kind of been used to it a little bit during training camp. And, that's probably the same direction I'll head.
Sean, you mentioned some of the run calls. I'm just curious, like when you're calling the game, what is the balance between when you're having a tough time running the ball against a really good front, but you also need to do it so you can run other stuff off of it? Like, is it?
Yeah. So it wasn't so much the decision to run. It was just some of the calls that if I had to do over again would still be runs, but a different scheme. And look, we got a little bit more zone in some of those sub situations. Some of the runs were designed more for man, and so it wasn't really the call of running the ball as much as the choice of what run. And I just felt that it wasn't really good on my part. I mean, I felt that way, during the course of the game, and then even afterwards. Now watching it.
So was that split between Alvin and Latavius about what you wanted, or was that just kind of just how the way the game flowed?
Yeah, look, it's a good question. I think the game unfolded that way. I think week to week that might vary some. It's hard to, we know we want to utilize both those backs, and so the numbers fell out the way they did, and both players I thought played well.
Looking back at the film now, did it look like they came into the game scheming around Michael Thomas and trying to take him away?
I wouldn't say that really. That's a fair question. I think we had an opportunity early on a third down. Mike did a great job, got behind the defense, and we got sacked. We got a little bit more zone, but I would say there have been other games against Tampa where we saw more of a true double on Mike, and I don't feel like that necessarily was the case. I think the game unfolded the way it did, and there's a handful of plays when you're watching the tape like this has a chance to be a play, and for whatever reason it didn't. But I think it was probably as much on us, me, ourselves, relative to his involvement or lack thereof, as it was a dedication by Tampa to take specifically. They did a good job in man-to-man of trying to stay in his hip, and look at some other things developed because of it. But overall, we'll do a better job.
It looks like he got rolled up on at the end of the game. It was kind of limping off. I don't think he came back in, but could he have come back in if it had been earlier in the game? That was like real late, so like a minute or two.
Yeah, it's hard to answer that hypothetical. We'll keep track and monitor how he's feeling. Always the day after a game, you got a number of players down in the training room. So, yeah, I mean, outside of that, we're not going to really touch on any of the injuries.
Hey, Sean, I don't know if we asked you about this yesterday, but what kind of like anticipation does Janoris have? I think that's like some 8th career pick 6.
He just moved into 8th all time. He's got great instincts and ball skills. He's a smart player. He understands splits and routes and their concepts, and is someone that generally speaking, guys that are around the ball like that or find themselves around the ball like that are pretty intelligent, because you have to be able to recognize formationally what plays you're trying to take away, and timely he hit that. He's got really good hands, and so it's not coincidence that he has those numbers.
Sean, I know that you've obviously celebrated the history of this organization and know the history of the NFL. I know this is a business trip and it's not a time for nostalgia, but is there something about playing the first game in Vegas or seeing how that city operates, even though you won't be seeing the city as an NFL city and kind of, everything that's going to go into making them an NFL city at this point?
Yeah, look, until you just asked the question, I hadn't really thought of it. Look, my understanding is the stadium's fantastic. It'll be unusual that, the first game there will be without fans. We'll get adjusted like we did the other day. And I think, until you just asked that question, when the schedule came out, you thought, there'll be a couple preseason games there. And then, we'll figure out what the crowd noise is like when we go there. It's going to be a primetime game. But now, it's still, obviously there's a newness to a new stadium. We'll get in town and have a chance to get out on the field for, a light stretch. The schedule will adjust for a Monday game and then obviously the schedule the following week for a short week game. So, but I hadn't given much thought to it. All right. Thank you, guys.
All right, Sean Payton. Okay, let's go to the Las Vegas Raiders. Let's go to John Gruden. Let's go to him. We'll give you his take on this week's game with the Saints. Let's go ahead and play that.
Any questions that I can?
Hey, John. If you guys left the game on Sunday, I was just wondering if you had any updates on guys just Trent Brown, Sam Young, and Nick Kwiatkowski.
No, not yet. We're still waiting the results from the trainers, so we'll have to update you here when we know something.
John, Denzel got thrown into a pretty tough situation to go in at right tackle. How did he fare? Just what does that say about him to be able to play the way he did in the circumstances?
Yeah, I've never been in a game where you lose 2 players at one position in the first 10 snaps. It's a credit to him, big time, for being able to go out there, not only finish the game, but finish it well. He did some good things in pass protection. He did some good things in the running game. When Derek Carr switched the play late, he was able to pick it up and get his assignments. So I'm really proud of him, and it's a big reason why we re-signed him. Last year he started the season at guard because Incognito was not with us, and at the end of the season he started at the other guard. So he's been very valuable for us.
John, I know you're going to take a look at the evaluations of the injured players, but how concerning is it with Trent? You guys tried to get him through training camp, but only lasts a few plays with the calf injury. How concerning is that for you?
Well, it's obviously a concern, but I'm good at it. I'm good at being concerned about it. I'm really good at it.
Let's go to the next one, Katie.
Hi, John. Levi Dame from USA Today. Last night you mentioned that the whole team was getting game balls and you'd like to give hundreds of game balls to the fans back home. Was that just kind of something that you felt like in your heart you would like to do, or is that something you really planned on doing, something along those lines?
Mark Davis is the owner of this team, and he's, very passionate about our fan base. We were so excited to have our debut in front of Raider fans here in Vegas. It's disappointing. maybe we'll come up with something. I don't know, but probably be pretty expensive to get a ball for everybody, but I'll look into that.
Hey, John, this is Vic. How do you think your young secondary held up yesterday?
Well, I'd like to start with Abram. John Abram did a great job, Vic. He made a lot of tackles. He made some physical tackles, made some one-on-one tackles, which is impressive. Showed good range, took good pursuit angles, played with great energy. We were really excited about that. We didn't have him at all last year. I thought Arnett did some decent things. Obviously, he gets beat on a double move. You can't have that happen in that situation. Mullen has his ups and downs. We're young. We did some good things. We also made some critical mistakes that we have to fix before Drew Brees gets to town. That's for sure.
John, on that note, your young wide receivers, after looking at the film, what was your assessment of how they played?
I like the way they played. I was impressed with Ruggs, especially early. I like the fact that he came back and played through something. That's what the great ones do. They play through pain. They play through difficult situations. He did that. I thought Edwards didn't show up on the stat sheet, but he did a lot of good things, really good things. I like the unselfishness of our offense. We were balanced yesterday. I think we threw it 30 times. We ran it 30 times. We had 9 different receivers, so not anybody's going to catch 16 passes in the way we distribute the ball. But I thought overall is a good start, and this will be even a bigger test this week.
John, how you doing? Sam Gordon here, Review Journal. Just curious as to what you thought of the crowd noise that Carolina piped in yesterday, how that compared to the noise a regular crowd makes, and if there, what the differences were.
I didn't notice any crowd noise yesterday. I even heard my wife's name on TV. Derek used my wife's name in one of his audibles, so it must not have been that loud. Still trying to figure out why Cindy Gruden came up during the game. I got to look into that.
Hey, John, you noted some of the things that stood out to you, but I'm just curious, when you're watching the tape, was there anything in particular that really jumped out to you over and over again, maybe about the team as a whole or any specific players?
I just love the way we finished. It's a long flight. It's 3,000 miles. It's a hot day. We were in a hotel. We weren't allowed to leave. We got out there. We fought hard for 57, 58 minutes. Offensively, we took a drive to distance to take the lead. Late in the fourth quarter, we finished the drive. And defensively, we finished the game with a critical 4th and 1 stop. So I liked what we fought through a lot of ups and downs. We lost some key players. We lost the lead, but we didn't lose the game. And that's a character builder, if anything.
John, what kind of difference were you able to see that Ruggs made, just how the defenses had to approach you?
Well, he can stretch the field horizontally on the jet sweeps. He's a threat to carry it. And he's also obviously very fast vertically. But he made his presence felt. We've tried to get it to him early and often, and we'll continue to do that.
John, what did you see when you look back at the tape on those last couple downs by the defense that stopped on 3rd and 4th down that kind of stood out that we might not have seen in the first trade?
Well, I think on the 4th and 1 stop, Paul called a good defense. They ran the fullback up the middle. We were in a good defense to defend that. Sometimes you call the right play and you hit the lottery. That's kind of how it works sometimes. But Cleve Farrell had some penetration, did a nice job. It's a good thing because we were on the ropes. We were having a hard time getting to Bridgewater. He was able to find multiple receivers, and just a good thing we got off the field in that situation.
Hey, John, that audible, that Cindy Gruden, Tiger Woods audible, how does that change things when you can hear basically everything that all the coaches are yelling and saying and players back and forth, or does it change anything at all?
Yeah, it changes. They hear your snap count. The other team gets your snap count. They play it all week. You got to change your snap count. You got to change your audibles. You got to change your hand signals. But we're not changing quarterbacks. Derek played great. Derek Carr played a super football game yesterday. No sacks, no interceptions, 34 points. Did a great job throwing the ball accurately, tight windows, and made some great plays for us. So to answer your question, we're going to have to mix up just about everything to keep people honest.
Coach, we saw the league send out a memo about coaches wearing masks and there could be penalties down the road. How difficult was it to coach in a mask yesterday, and what were your thoughts on that memo?
Well, I'm sure they're directing that at me. I've got to do a better job keeping my mask over my face. It was really hot. You have a headset on, and it's hard to communicate at times with that mask. I just got to do a better job. I got to do a better job with that mask.
Yeah, John, how did you feel about the play of your defensive front as it came to rushing the passer? And how much of it was Bridgewater getting rid of the ball, and how much of it do you need to beat more people and put more pressure on?
Probably both, really. Anytime you watch a game like that and the quarterback has time to get to his second and third look, get to the check downs, it's not good enough, and our players know that. They're capable of better. But it's a long flight, like I said. Going back there and playing in that humidity with that black jersey on, it takes its toll. This is the first game we have played. So football conditioning was a part of that, I believe, and we got to do better. That's a combination, I think.
John, it looked like Derek was really active at the line of scrimmage, getting you guys in and out of plays. Is that fairly normal for him, or is it kind of a sign of how much more command he has of this offense in year 3?
Well, that's pretty normal for him. Unfortunately for me, I could never hear him until yesterday. So I don't know what he's been up to at the line of scrimmage, but better keep my wife out of it from now on.
All right, guys. Is that it? Thank you.
You guys have a great day.
Okay, John Gruden, Coach Gruden. Let's go ahead and go to the film study. I'm going to pull up the film right here. Okay, these are the film studies we're going to be talking about. We're going to talk about the Las Vegas Raiders game against the Carolina Panthers. So we're going to go through those studies. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's pull this up. Okay, on the first play, this is the first play that the Las Vegas Raiders had. This was on 1st and 10. There wasn't a, let's begin. There wasn't a, I formation. So let's see what happens here in this play. I'm going to turn this down so you can hear what I'm saying. So if you hear me, let me know. Okay, this is what we're talking about here.
Rotation in on the defensive front, but you got pretty much all of your starters on the outside with Jeremy Chin.
So you got everybody lined up. They're lined up. They're wide receiver, one back in the backfield, and they got the fullback right here, and they got the two wide receivers on this side. So what's going to happen here?
Playing a line, playing a back.
Let's see what happens here. So this is a play right here. This is I formation.
I paused it right there just to show you that Dante Jackson is prepared just in case it's a crossing pattern.
I mean, this might be a cross
pattern to take the outside route away, knowing that he got safety help over the top. And he has 3 linebackers on the inside. His job is to cover the outside. He realizes that. And
I'm going to run the play.
Like Shaq Thompson and Carlos on this.
So this is the pass play right here that happened right here on 1st and 10. We'll show you.
On this.
So he's going to throw it.
No contact, no chip at the line of scrimmage, So
he's going to put that ball up. Derek Carr absolutely going to put that ball up right there on the play. Let's see what happens. It goes.
Chips him at the line of scrimmage or anything.
So it goes up and
him to run a clean route.
So that was a nice little route right there. So he gets that first down. So that's one thing in common that the Saints is going to have to do. Last week, they had some good coverage versus Tampa Bay. But the truth of the matter is, Gronk got open. Hey, they held him to a minimal amount of yards, but he did get open in those games. So this is going to be a entirely different situation going into the game.
All the way downfield and get behind the linebackers for an easy pitch and catch.
So number 11 right there. This is number 11 right here. This is one of their wide receivers. So he's going to be the big factor.
With nobody but Trey Boston there to prevent the play. Let's watch it again.
We'll go to another play.
Chip him at the line of scrimmage. I'm not just going to give him a.
So let's give you another play
with so much space.
So this is what This is what happens right here. This is where they're at. This is in their they're in their I formation again.
Up underneath.
So they're going to throw. They're going to get ready to throw the football. So he's gonna call the snaps right here. Derek Carr. Let's see what happens. It's gonna be in slow motion now. They're gonna hand the ball away. I know he's gonna go with a play action pass. So this is going to be the things we're gonna have to prevent right there. It's those play action passes. So that's the ones you're gonna have to prevent right there. So play action passes because he's gonna throw it. And this is another play right here. Let's give you another situation right here. This is on 2nd and 3. He's in a shotgun formation. So Carolina's going to bring in their 4-down linemen. So that's one thing. They're going to have everybody back. So everybody is back. They're pinning their ears back. So that's what's happening on that play right there. That's on a 2nd and 3 situation. So let's listen.
Back.
He's going to call the play right here. Let's see.
Raiders are calling out protections. Again, Jacobs. I love Christian McCaffrey, but Jacobs has made me a believer that this guy is going to be something extraordinary. Maybe because he plays in Oakland. I'm not sure. Right here, Brady and Roy is being held. Again, that is a missed tackle right there. We got another one that's coming up right here.
So that's a run right there by number 28. So number 28 will get to that line right there. So I'll be honest with you. If we can contain that run, that would help us right there because they ran the ball on that play right there. That was on a 2nd and 3 situation.
Missed tackle. Tahir Whitehead doesn't get in there cleanly and then finally cleans the play up. These are the plays that we've seen.
That's the young man right there they're talking about. That's Jacobs, number 28. So I'm gonna tell you, if you don't contain Jacobs, he will burn you in the instance. So he went in a nice little play right there. So a nice little play going on that play right there.
The whole entire game.
So this is on 2nd and 10.
I'm going to start that. I don't know why Corn Elder is inside. I don't know how.
It's a nice little run right here. This is another run by Jacobs going to the right side. So he's going to get that right corner. He's going to go either right or he's going to go either left side. So what the things we have to do is go into those. We have to make some. We have to bump them. That's what we have to do. Don't get no pass interference calls or don't get no late hit calls. You just block him in and don't let him go through those holes because if you let him go through those holes, I guarantee you they will. He will get those big yards. That's one thing about that.
Another missed tackle.
So we're gonna just go through this.
You can't give up this much yardage on a sweep. On an unbelievable.
See, that was a good sweep right there. So that was a sweep. They ran a sweep play right there. So they're going to run those jet sweeps. Like Coach Gruden said, they're going to run the jet sweeps. So that's the biggest concern right there is those jet sweeps. So the main thing is this. If we can contain them, we can have two down linemen go right into that corner right there because they're going to hand it off and it's going to be a sweep coming out of that because they're going to go sweep. I mean, Derek Carr could throw the football. He had a good game in that game. We're going to give you those stats on him in just a few moments once we go through these films. So that was a sweep play right there. So let's show you another play. We're going to show you a play that I want to show you. This is on 1st and 10. We'll move this around a little bit so you can see it. So you can see the play. So when they call the football, so he calls for the football. I know it's going to be a little slow, but we're going to run the play anyway. Okay, this is on when he calls the ball on 1st and 10. He gets the handoff. Looks like he's going to hand the football off. It's going to be, looks like it's going to go. He's going to, number 23. This is another guy right here we have to contain right here because he's going to get those corner runs right there. So 23 is going to be the main concern right there because he went, nice little run right here. This is a run play right here. This is on 1st and 10. So he will go towards that sideline. So our job is to contain those individuals because if they can get some holes or just like a screenplay, they'll throw a screen. They will cut you in an instant. So that's the things we have to do is slow those run plays down. We might not be able to contain their runs, but we could slow them down to where they can have minimal yards. So that's the biggest concern going into this game is those run plays that the Las Vegas Raiders run. So they're going to be running those run plays. That was against Carolina's defense. So he fumbles the ball right there. They had a good play right there. So he gets the ball out of bounds. So that ball went out of bounds. So it was a good defensive play by Carolina. So let's go to another play. This is on 1st and 10. So we're going to give you that 1st and 10 analysis. This right now he's I'm gonna pause it. Everybody's lined up in a I formation, one back in the backfield, one wide receiver on this side, and then all your Carolina's going to use the 4 down linemen. So they're going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, and then they're going to have their other 4 on this side. So they're going to be in those coverages right there. So let's see what happens on this play. Let's get this run play. Let's see. You're going to run it right here. So that's on 1st and 10. He's going to get the run right here. So it's going to be 28 again on that carry right there. So he's going to get that ball. That's Jacobs. This is another one on 1st and 10 situation going in. The Raiders looks like they're going to run. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So and that's the other run plays. They're going to run another play like that. So they're going to run that play. So this is the play they're going to run right here. Just for starters right there. So he's going to go around that. He's going to step on them. So the best thing for us to do is get him in the backfield. Because if you can get him in the backfield, that would help our cause. So this is another play. This is on 3rd and 2 situation right here. This is a 3rd and 2 situation we're looking at right here. We're looking at right now. We got once again we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 people in that box. So they're going to put them. They're going to pack the box. So they're going to crowd that box up right there. They're going to crowd the box. They're going to call the play right here. They're going to call the football. Call is going to drop back 1, 2, 3, and he's going to wing it right there. He's going to wing it downfield. So that's one thing you have to watch out for. Is those. That's one of the touchdowns right there. That's a pass that he caught. That's a fadeaway right there. So I say this, you got to watch where they're going to throw that football. You got to put some people down there because if you don't put the people down there, he's going to Carl's going to burn you absolutely 99% of the time. That's the biggest concern right there. So I for one want to see our coverage not give up those big plays because if you give up those big plays, it will continue to linger on and on and on and on. And that's something we don't want. Okay, this is on 3rd and 2 situation right here. This is on 3rd and 2. They're going to call it shotgun formation. They're going to put one back in the backfield. And he's going to drop back. This is like in slow motion right here. This is when they throw the ball. It's like a film. So he's gonna throw it again. So it's another. We showed you that play. Let me go ahead and get you to another play. And this is another play we're gonna have to show you right here. Okay, this is on 3rd and 21 situation. So he's gonna drop back. Carl's gonna try to throw the football. Carl's going to try to look for his man downfield because that's what he's looking for, an intended receiver. So he gets one right there, and that is a left pass right there. So number 30 gets that reception right there. So it's a good reception. So that's a good for so he gets his yards right there. So on that 3rd and 21, look, if we got him in 3rd and 21 situation, we have to get him off the field. Because if you don't get them off the field, guess what? They're gonna convert those 3rd and 21s at all costs. So it is the biggest. It is our job to not let that pass happen. We got to put enormous pressure on Derek Carr because Derek Carr can put that ball up on these film runs right here. See, this is the next run right here. This is the next play right here. So they're going to run. Carolina's going to run a 3-down linemen right here. They're going to run those 3-down linemen. Let's see what happens here. This is on 3rd and 21 once again. So he's going to drop back. He's going to throw. He's going to look for his receiver. He's going to look for intended target. So he's going to throw it. He's looking for his So he's going to throw it towards the other way. So let's get it. Let's keep it. This is on 2nd and 14. Let's go to the 2nd and 14 play. This is on 2nd and 14 situation right here. They're in a shotgun formation. Let's see what happens here on this shotgun pass play. He's going to throw. He's going to throw a nice little pass play underneath. So he's going to throw it to number 28, and he's going to get that first down. So you got to prevent those. We have to prevent those underneath passes because they can throw those underneath passes, and that can be good for yardage right there. So underneath passes have to be stopped because if we don't stop them, guess what? They're going to be turn into big plays. It might turn into big yards, and it might be a touchdown. That might cause a lot of problems right there. So let's get back into that play right there. Let's do it again. I'll show you once more. I'm going to show you once more that 2nd and 14. Back to 2nd and 14. We'll show it again. If you missed it, this is in fast motion now. Pass play right here. So number 28 will get that reception. So that is for a big gain right there. So that's a 2nd and 14. So they will get those first downs on 2nd and 14. So our concern is not to get those 2nd and 14s. We have to keep putting pressure on it because that line can could block and make some big holes, and that could be some problems for the Saints defensive line. So that's the concern we're going to be concerned about. That's going to be on 2nd and 14, 3rd and 21. So now even in 3rd and short, they will make those plays. That's the biggest concern as well. So this is let's get back to another play. This is another 2nd. This is the 2nd and 14 we showed you right here. So that's the concerns we're going to be looking at right there. So once again, let's go ahead and break down last week's box score. We'll give you last week's box score. I'm going to give you last week's box score on the Raiders, and I'm going to give you that in a second. Let me go ahead and get my box score up from that game from last Sunday's game. I'm going to give you last week's box score. I'm going to go ahead and give you that box score. Okay, last week's box score, I have it on the screen. No, it's not on the screen yet. Sorry about that. I'm going to see if we can get the box score. Try to find it. Try to see if I can grab it. grab the box score from Las Vegas and Carolina's game. See if I can get it this time. I don't know why I'm not getting it. There it is. There it is. There's last week's box score. I'm going to give you last week's box score. I'm going to go through the box score situations that happened in the game last Sunday. Let's go ahead and give you that. Okay, they played last Sunday, Las Vegas. Let's go through their offensive breakdown. Okay, offensive breakdown. The passing yards, Las Vegas had 372 passing yards. That was on 61 plays. Carolina had 65. They were on offense. They had 61 plays. Their play successful rate was 61%. So they had 61% on their play successful rate. Their run rate was at 51% last week, Las Vegas, but they passed for 49%. So it was an even, like Coach Gruden said, it was a balance, form of balance in that game last Sunday. So they had a 49% pass rate versus a 51% run rate. So they ran the ball 51% of the time in that game last Sunday versus the Carolina Panthers. And that was their first downs was 21. They had 21 first downs. Yards away from the touchdown was 46. Now, that was the overall total yards of offense, 372 yards. Now, their passing yards, Las Vegas had 239 last Sunday. They had 30 pass plays. Their play success rate last Sunday was 57%. So they was at 57% last Sunday versus the Carolina Panthers. Now their first down rate was at 37. They had 11 first downs on passes. They had one explosive pass and one touchdown. So they had one touchdown on that on the passing game. So they went they threw 30 times. So, and that's one thing they're going to be doing. They're going to throw 30 times. Now they're going to run. They ran 31 times last Sunday. Last Sunday they ran 31 times. They averaged 4.3 yards per play on the run plays. They ran for 133 yards. So they had 133 yards last week. So that's the biggest concern. Is that running game. That's going to be the biggest concern going into this game this Sunday versus the Raiders. This Monday night versus the Raiders, excuse me, is the running game. Because if you run it 30 and then pass it, run it 31 and pass it 30, they're gonna win the game. That's just my opinion on that. So we have to contain their running game, because if you don't contain their running game, they're going to run it. They're going to run it up your throat, and that's one thing they will do. They had 3 explosive runs in their game. They had 3 explosive runs. Las Vegas, they had 3 rushing touchdowns. So that was the concerns right there. So this is the concern right here. I'm not relatively concerned about the passing game. They threw for 239. But they also ran for 133 in the game versus they had 10 first downs running the football. So when you look at that 10, this right here, this is where I got it, 10 first downs running the football, that's going to be the concern. We have to be vigilant on those run plays, because if they're going to put those run plays out, you can bet your bottom dollar they're going to put them up. So that is how we look at it. Okay, this is what we'll go over the downs report. We'll go over the first downs. Las Vegas had 28 offensive plays. They ran 28 offensive plays on first down. They averaged 5.6. So on those 28 first down plays, they ran 28 offensive plays. They also had a success rate of 61%. So that's an excellent play success rate. Now they had 5 first downs on first down. They also had 1 explosive run. That's 1 explosive run and 1 explosive pass, and then 2 touchdowns. So that was on first down. So they had 2 touchdowns. Now on third down conversions, Las Vegas had 22 offensive plays. Their average 6.1. Their yards to go was 6.8. That was Las Vegas. This was Las Vegas right here. The Las Vegas Raiders. They had a play success rate of 64%. 64% play success rate. Now, their first down rate was 45%. So they got their first down rate at 45%. Now, their first downs was 10. They had 2 explosive runs and 1 explosive pass on second down. So that this is concerning factors right here with those explosive runs, with 2 explosive runs. Because Las Vegas, when they get in second down situation, they're going to have those explosive run plays. So that's something right there you got to be very concerned about if you're a Saints fan. If you're watching this game this Sunday, that's going to be the up-and-coming situation. That's going to be the immediate situation. Now, on third down conversions, let's give you the third down conversions. I'm going to go through, mark it down. Okay, they had 11 offensive plays on third down. They averaged 7.5, the Las Vegas Raiders, and they also had 5.6 average yards to go. Now, their play success rate was 55%, so it was higher than that. It was higher in their game versus Carolina defense. Now, their first down rate was 55. They had 6 first downs. They had 1 explosive pass, and they had 2 passing touchdowns. That was on third down conversion. So that was on the third down. So they can go on first, second, and third down and score a touchdown like that any time of the day. That's something right there they have to be very concerned about. Let's go to the so these are in the downs and distance right here. This was in the this one was in the second quarter, and this touchdown was in the first quarter, and the second down touchdown was in the third quarter. So that's the concerns right there for the Las Vegas Raiders. These are on the first, second, and third down conversions in the game. Now, let's go to the field zone reports. Field zone reports, let's go to the Las Vegas Raiders side. Las Vegas on their own, 21 through 40 yard. They had 19 offensive plays in that game versus Carolina. They also had an average of 4.8, so they had 4.8 yards per play. Also, they had 63%. That was in the play success rate. And then their first down rate was 26%. So that's the numbers right there we're going through right now. These are from Sharp Football Stats. Also, first downs from the 21 through 40 yard line on their possession. They had 5 first downs, 1 explosive run, no explosive passes, and no touchdowns. So they only have 1 explosive run. That was on the 21 through 40 yard. So that was on the now mid 41 to 41, all the way downfield. They had 21 offensive plays in that game versus the Carolina Panthers, the Raiders. Also, they had an average of 8.6 yards per play, and their play success rate on the 41 through 41 was 62%. And their average first down rate was 43%. So they was at 43%. That's amazing. Now, on first downs, they had 9 first down. They had 2 explosive runs. That was on 41 through 41, mid 41 through 41. On explosive passes, they had 2 explosive runs and 2 explosive pass plays. So that was on those plays right there. So we're going to go through opponents' 40 through 21 yard line. They had 10 offensive plays, so they started off with 10 offensive plays. The average is 5.0, so it was higher, 5.0 higher on their numbers right there. That was Las Vegas. Play success rate was at 40%, and their average first down rate was 20%. So it wasn't that good on those average first down rates, the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, on the first downs, they had 2. They had 1 explosive pass, but no explosive runs. But they had a touchdown on that on the opponent's 40 to 21 yard line. Now, on the opponent's red zone, this is what they're talking about. This was in Carolina's red zone situation. Las Vegas had 11 offensive plays. Also, they had an average of 4.5. Also, their successful play rate was at 73%. And that was in the red zone situation. Now, their average first down rate was 45%. They had 5 first downs, but no explosive passes or runs. But they also had 3 touchdowns. So they had 3 touchdowns in that red zone. So they had 3 touchdowns. So that's the concern right there. We're going to be going through with these situations going into this Monday night's game. It's those abilities to get in that red zone, because if they get in that red zone, they will be problems for the Las Vegas Raiders, and you can bet your bottom dollar on it. So I'm not telling you this just to be. I'm telling you this because we're looking at facts right here. So let's give you the passing reports. Derek Carr last week. Derek Carr's numbers. He went 22 of 30 passes, 73%. He had 3 explosive passes. He had 1 touchdown. So he had 3 explosive passes. His success rate was 57%. So you won't get these numbers anywhere else. You won't get these numbers anywhere else. You won't get them in your local box score or none of that stuff. His quarterback rating was 107.5. So his quarterback rating was absolutely off the roof when you mention it. Now, he had average first down rate. He had 37%, Derek Carr. Now, Derek Carr is going to throw the football. He had 11 first downs in the game. He didn't get sacked not once. He did not get sacked. So that's he had 0 sacks in the game last Sunday. So that's one thing we have to keep in mind. If we don't get sacks on Derek Carr, he will he will burn you. He will throw you. He will have those explosive plays every single time. So that's my concern in this game coming into this game Monday night. Now, the wide receiver core for the Las Vegas Raiders. Let's give you their numbers. Okay, Walker had 45 yards. He had 6 catches for 45. Also, Jacobs had 4 catches. He had 4 catches for 46 yards. His average is 7.7. Henry Ruggs had 3 catches for 55. So he had 3 catches. So he had some pretty good numbers going into this game. And let's see, everybody else was at 2, 3, and 1. Now, Henry Renfro, he had 2 catches for 21 yards. His rating was 110.4. So that was on his numbers right there. So he did not have a score. The only score was Nelson Aguero. He had 1 catch for 23 yards. He had 1 touchdown in the game. His TK TORS rating was 3.1. So that was in that game last Sunday. That was the Las Vegas Raiders receiving core. Now the running back core. Josh Jacobs had 93 yards. He had 25 carries. So Josh Jacobs on his 25 carries averaged 3.7 last week versus Carolina. So he had 93 yards. His play success rate was at 60%. He had 2 explosive runs in the game. So that's the biggest concern is the explosive runs by Jacobs, because if Jacobs gets some runs off, he's gonna go for it. He's gonna go for the score. So that's concerns right there for the Saints defense. That's the new wrinkles they're going to put in this week. Now, Henry Ruggs had 11 yards in the game. So he was the leading rusher last week. He had 3 touchdowns last week. So Jacobs is going to be the main concern going into this game. This Monday night, when we take him on, is concerned about Jacobs. Now, let's go through the drive charts. Let's go through all the drive charts. Let's begin in the first quarter drive. They had their first punt. Las Vegas had punt. They had on their second drive, they had a touchdown. That was on 8 plays and 75 yards. That was their first. They had 60 yards passing, 15 yards rushing on that first touchdown play. That was on 8 plays and 75 yards. So 8 plays and 75 yards. That's on 75 yards. That was on the touchdown. Now they kicked the field goal. That was in the still in the first quarter. That was on 15 plays and 33 yards. 73 yards. 15 plays and 73 yards. So it was 15 plays, 73 yards. Then their next touchdown would be in the second quarter. That would be on 8 plays and let's see. That would be on we already looked at that. That would be on 8 plays and 75 yards once more. So 8 plays, 75 yards once more. Now, their last touchdown, let's go ahead and go to their next touchdown, was on the 6 plays. This was on in the third quarter right here, third quarter. We'll click that in, third quarter, and that would be 6 plays, and that would be 49 yards. 6 plays, 49 yards, and that would end up in a touchdown right there. So that would end up in a touchdown for the Raiders. Now, they had to punt the last 2 possessions, but the last touchdown came on a 9-play, 75-yard drive. So they went 9 plays on that one. 9 plays. Their successful play rate was 6. So they had 6. That was the time of possession was time of possession was 4:21. So 4:21 on the time of possession. That was in the fourth quarter. That was on the 8th drive of the in the game. So that was on the 8th drive. They had those 9 plays and 75-yard touchdown. Now, so that's the biggest. So they if you can get them to punt 3, they did it only 3 times. They had 2 field goals in the football game, but they had 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdowns in that in those games. When you look at it, I'll be honest with you, that's going to be the biggest concern. It's those touchdowns, whether it's in the first quarter, whether it's in the second quarter, whether it's in the third quarter, or so on. That might be your concerns right there going into the games. So I look at it this way. It's not going to be the Raiders, they're going to run the ball 30 times. They're going to pass the ball 30 times. That's going to be balanced. Because if you can keep them off balance, if you can have them throw a lot, sorry about that. have them throw a lot, and just don't let them run the football. That would be a win for the defense. That would be an absolute win for the defense if you look at it. So let's go ahead and give you some more stats. I'm going to go ahead and give you some more information on this team. I'll give you some more information. Let me pull this up on my screen, and we'll give you another stat information breakdown on the Raiders. I'll give you another stat information. I'll give you another stat breakdown on the Raiders. Or let's give you another stat breakdown on the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm going to give you those in just a second. I'll break those down for you. Okay, let's give you the Raiders breakdown. Okay, on scoring points, they average 34 points a game. They're fourth in the NFL. Also, in yards, they're ranked 14th in the NFL on offense. Also, they're ranked 13th in the NFL on running the football. So they're in the top 20 right there when it comes to running the football. Also, they're also 16th in passing the football with 239 yards a game. So that's the concerns right there. So that's what they're ranked right there going into this Sunday's game, Monday's game. I keep saying Sunday's game. Sorry about that. Last Monday's game, so Monday night's game. Also, let's go through the defensive ratings. They're ranked 25th in points given up. They're giving up 30 points a game, so they're giving up 30. So they can give up points as a team right there. That's a biggest concern. Now their yardage per game, they give up 20. They're 25th and give up 300, almost 390 yards a game. Also, they give up 128 yards running the football, so they're ranked 18th in the NFL, and also passing yards, they're ranked 23rd. So your leading passers right now, your leaders right now is Derek Carr with 239, Jacobs with 93, and Henry Ruggs with 55 reception yards for them. Now, let's give you the red zone efficiency. We'll give you that red zone efficiency. I'm going to see if we can pull up some red zone efficiency for you. Trying to see if we their third down conversions, they're at 54%. So that's the biggest concern right here. This third down conversion number right here, 54% when you look at it. Now their third down defense is not that good. They give up 53%. They give up 7 of 13. So that is the concerns right there. But if we can contain their if we can run our offense in an efficient manner, we can make sure they give up more yards. So that's the biggest concern. They will give up yards and they will produce yards. That's something right there. If you got to look at it in a biblical sense. Now there penalties. Let's give you the penalties. They only had 3 penalties last week, so they're kind of cutting down on their penalties efficiently in their penalty breakdowns. Also, opponents against them give up 5 penalties out of 65 yards in those penalty breakdowns. So let's give you an giveaway takeaway ratio. I'm going to give you the giveaway takeaway ratio. So I'm going to go ahead and give you that information on giveaway takeaway ratio. Okay, the turnover differential, I'm going to give you those. That's the biggest stat we look at all the time in games, stuff like that. Let me get that up onto the screen. Is turnover differential. Let's give you those turnover differentials for the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm going to go down and give you that numbers. Okay, Las Vegas in games, they let's go right here. They in one game, they're right now they're at plus. They're at 0 on their differentials, so they're at 0. They have 0 turnovers, so they didn't turn over the ball last week, but they're going to be subject to be turning over the ball some of the times. But the Saints, as of right now, they're at +3 in the turnover ratios versus the Raiders at 0. So they're coming in at 0 this Monday night's game at 0 turnovers. So they're going to they're very good with that football, not careless with the football. So we have to create turnovers in this football game. If we're going to win this game, we have to create turnovers. And also on offense, we cannot give up the football on because that +3 is good. I like what I'm seeing out of the Saints offense, not giving that football up when it comes down to it. So I look at it this way. If we can minimize our turnovers on offense and create turnovers on defense, we will we'll come out of this game successful. But if we go in that game Monday night, we start screwing around and fumbling the ball and throwing interceptions and stuff like that, we will not win this game. Period. End of story. So we have to do what we have to do to win this game, because if we don't, we'll lose, and that will be a detriment to us. So that's the biggest concern we're going into this game is giveaway takeaway ratios. So I'm going to give you the point spread on this game, and we'll wrap this up. We've been going at it for almost 2.5 hours here on the show. Once again, thanks for joining us. Okay, I'm going to give you the point spreads on the Saints. So I'm going to go to S. I'm going to give you the breakdown on the Saints. I'm going to give you the breakdown point spread. I'm going to give you the Saints point spread. I'm going to give you that in a second. 1 second. So let me give you Saints and okay, the line history on the Saints we got that up on our screen, so you'll see it when we put it in. So let me go ahead and put it in. We'll give you the line history on them. Okay, the line history on the Saints right now. Everything they open up as the 6-point favorite, so the Saints are a 6-point favorite going into this game. So so far so good. Everybody is on board with this 6, except for Pinnacle, Heritage, Bet Online, UWager, GT Bet. They have it at 5.5, so 5.5 going into the game. A couple of them says 6. Now the money line on the Saints is going to be a little higher. At Pinnacle is 226. Bookmakers at 250. Bodata is at 260. Bet Online 224. Also Heritage 240. UWager 240. GT Bet 245, going all the way to, so that's their highest is 250. So it's going to be up to 250. Now in the over and under lines, it's going to be 51. So they open up a 51-point differential. Everybody right now is at except for Heritage, Wager Web is at let's see. So Heritage has it at 48. So Heritage has it at 48 on the over and under. So 48.5. So Heritage right now has it at 5.5, but they have it at 48.5 on those. Now in the first half, we'll give you the first half breakdown. Saints are a 3-point favorite going into this. They open up at 3. So everybody so far is at 3. And that let's scroll it down some more. So everybody looks like everybody is on board with the 3. Now the money line is going to be about 190. So it opens up at 190. Everybody, the highest is at 210. It's at Bulldog. So the highest is 210 at Bulldog. Now, in the first quarter, it's going to be 1 point. So 1 point, except everybody doesn't have their point spreads except for Bulldog and Bet 365, and also money line. Now, in the second quarter, not much there. Third quarter, fourth quarter. So I look at this game. I look at it this way in the biblical sense. So let's give you the point spread information. Let's give you the what you need. So everybody's has it at 5.5. So I look at it this way. I think this game is going to probably be a close game because last week it was a win for the Saints last Sunday. They did win 34-23, but the truth of the matter is Las Vegas will come in looking to get their first win. So that's the biggest concern. We're playing in Las Vegas now. We don't know how that stadium's going to look, but there's going to be no fans there. But if we can have that huge advantage to go over there and get a victory, because what Coach Gruden is going to throw a lot at us this Sunday. So I'm looking to see what's going to happen with this offense. If they can get back on track, or we'll have more of the same like last Sunday, being lethargic, slow, and just not getting off the ball in time and stuff like that. So I'm saying this, look, if the Saints can come out early and often like game busters and start scoring, we'll be better for it. But if we don't sustain drives and we're flat, guess what? The Las Vegas Raiders, they can go run the ball 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 times, and that'll be a burn, and that'll cause a burnout for our defensive line, and we don't want that. So once again, thanks for joining us here for this edition of Wednesday Night Coaches Show, and also Saints preview versus Las Vegas Raiders. We'll be back next week with another preview of Saints football as we go into week 3. So we will have the preview next Wednesday. So once again, thanks for joining us. Like, share, and follow Sports Talk with Kerry Wiemeyer Show on Twitter. You can follow me at Talk Kerry. Also follow me on Facebook. Also follow me on YouTube. We are broadcasting live there this week. Also follow me on the Tumblr page, and also follow us on the official flagship of Sports Talk, and also play-by-play coverage of Saints, LSU, Tulane, and high school football. We are Sportscaster. Follow us at sportscaster.com/KLW. Also, follow me on Twitch. Also, follow me on Instagram. Also, follow me on Skype. We use Skype some of the time. Also, you can follow me on the LinkedIn page, and also follow me on Blogspot. And anytime you need to email me, my email address is right here on the screen. So once again, everybody have a good rest of your Wednesday evening, and we'll be back tomorrow with Sports Talk with Kerry Wiemeyer Show. We will have the Coach Willie Fritz Show that will be tomorrow morning. They are now on podcast. We will play back the Willie Fritz Show that will be tomorrow morning on Sports Talk with Kerry Wiemeyer Show when we do come on. So once again, also we'll have NFL football tomorrow night. We'll have the Cleveland Browns taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. That'll be on Sportscaster only. No Facebook, YouTube, due to copyright restrictions. Can't do that. So once again, everybody have a good rest of your Wednesday evening, and we're back tomorrow.